Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's InsideAgameR. Welcome to Omsi 2. Be handy if I turned on my lights. I actually put the stream live before I even checked my camera. Welcome back to Omsi 2. Welcome to Simulator BCS Bus Company, where today we're going to be doing our Christmas CCS event. It's been running since about 6 o'clock this evening. It'll be running all the way up to about 11 o'clock tonight. We're here on the Westcountry. We've got a nice little bit of snow as well, which is always nice to have, and yeah, it should be a nice little run today. I've just noticed that my myself is covering the bar. Hang on, I just need to move myself. Give me 1 second. There we go. That'll do it. But hello and good evening to everyone that is here so far. Hopefully you're all well. Hopefully you've all had a good week. Hopefully most of you now will be finished school and college and work. Hopefully for the well, the year maybe, or at least for Christmas. Good evening to Imran, Colin, Harry. Good evening, Split Notion. Good evening, Josh, Sean Maxwell. Who else we got? Kevin Graham, nice to see you here. Hello, hello, hello. Yep, so we're here. We've got the Renown today. We're in the BOU. This is my favourite variant just because the destination always works. Pretty much. Yeah, we're in a bit of an older bus. We're going to be starting with the Route 35. I don't have the extra lines because this is what messed up the last time. So I'm just going to be running normal lines this evening. Hopefully we'll have plenty of runs. We'll see how it goes. We'll start the 35. I haven't done the 35 in absolute ages, to be honest with you. Okay, so what we'll do, let's just get straight on the bus then. We'll get it turned on. No, that turns it off. Get the lights running. We've already got the heat and everything already on. That's all set up. The weather is pretty damn poor. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Mike Wade, good evening. Hello. You finished all your Christmas shopping? Did it online? I cheated. To be honest with you, I get mine done usually by the end of November, so there's only little things to pick up. So actually, yeah. I'm not doing too bad myself this year. Right, we're not due out for till Jesus Christ, 13:40 in game, so we're just gonna have to move the time forward. I'm gonna have no other choice really. What we'll do, we'll put it till 37. That'll give us 2 minutes to go and get some people on. Let's get the bus into drive. Doesn't look like we're going to get anybody on the bus. We'll see how we go. So we'll give it a couple of minutes while we're here. Yeah, hopefully you've all had a good week. Hopefully you've all had a good day. Hopefully you're all getting excited for Christmas. We will be live streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last stream. Next week's schedule is going to be all all over the place. Probably won't do anything to maybe Wednesday, Thursday. Undecided. We'll see how the week kind of goes and what I've got on. Birthday 6 months, 34. Ah, you're not that old. I suppose these people on the bus behind me. There you go, we're out of the way. James Newman, good evening, how are you, my friend? You're going to your father's house for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? Oh, nice. That's nice. Alright, just make sure I've actually put in the 35 here, because I'm now doubting myself. What have we got here? Tunas Road. Yeah. 14, yeah, we are due out in a second.
Hello, Max.
Oh, God,
hello,
scared me.
Can I get a 122 for about 1/2 from Memorial Crescent?
Yep. Let me just find where you are. Oh, yeah, you're paying my hospital.
Oh, I'm at Royal Hospital at the moment.
Yeah. Right. So you want a 122 from
Memorial.
Crescent? Oh, there was one that I was on. Right. There's one at 2.
2 o'clock.
Yeah. Bingo.
Nah, why not that? Is it alright if I have the next 35 on my running number?
What, instead of your 122?
Yeah.
That's at 2 o'clock as well. Because Inside took the 22 one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take nothing. I was given it.
12 or anything go from Paignton Hospital?
Yes. At 13:43.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, right, cool. No.
Alright, cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
James with Amy, hello. A week away from the PC. And it's updates galore. Always the way, isn't it? Been a lot of updates on games this week, actually, I must admit. A lot of games have updated this week. How's your day been today? Yeah, it's been alright. It's been pretty relaxed, pretty chilled. Not really done very much, to be honest with you. Been a very chill day for me. I'm supposed to go down here, aren't I? Been a while since I've driven this map. New bus for the bus. To be honest, I haven't played the bus in ages. I don't even think I've downloaded the last update. I think it's been in, you know, when you don't update your updates and just sits in that kind of box for a while. I think that's where mine is. UK bus journey, hello. Well, crashing because I'm trying to say hello. Yeah, the Westcountry is a great little map. I'll try and get a couple of routes done today. I think this is a fresh install.
Hello, can I get my next 101, please?
You certainly can. Let me sort that out for you.
Thank you.
1 second, let me find you.
I'm at Ferncombe.
Again. 101. Definition. 1 moment, please.
Right, for GTA 6.
Merry Christmas and have a good year.
They've already said it's not till 2025. People are saying March 2025. You're not going to see it for another year and a half yet. My mini-map has got a different route to what I'm doing, right? Oh no, we've got to go back on ourselves, don't we? God, I have no idea where we are. It's been such a long time. I don't usually get the 35. Usually the 35 is always taken. I get the bloody... Oh god. All these people. Oh, I'm selling tickets as well. Bloody hell. East Coast Gamer is a public event. It should be there on the list. Do you know when you're doing Yorkshire County Street? No idea. This will probably be the last CCS of the year. I don't think we'll do one next week. So this is probably the last one of this year for now anyways. Like someone just sprayed my deodorant. I can smell it. Right. It should be there. There's 20 odd people registered, so it's definitely there. Looks like we might be a full bus here. Hey Steve Rex, Merry Christmas. The event's not showing up for me either. Ah. It's funny because the timing had changed as well. I don't know, did PDP do something? Did they reset their servers or something? Maybe it's gone to a private event now because we were supposed to start at 6, but for some reason it didn't start till 6:30. So maybe they had a reset or something and it just changed things. Just join the bus company. You just go on to the normal multiplayer game, join the bus company, it should show. If it is private, it's for bus company employees only then. So just join the company. You're on the public list, just join up and then you'll see the CCS. You don't have to stay in the company, you can leave it again if you want, doesn't matter. We're in the renown today. BOU. No, my global files are changed. I didn't know if I'd add it in or not, but it looks like my global files is the one that's maxed. Hey Michael, good evening. Kind of wish it wasn't snowing though, because the wipers are bloody annoying. Hey, beat up, Prince, hello. Jordan Hagen, good evening. No, there's 20 other people doing the event. I've driven one. It was very briefly. I was just moving it from a depot to another depot when I was doing training, actually, believe it or not. It was before I even had my license. No, I don't see very many of them. The company's not showing up on the public company section. It should be. Maybe restart your game or something, because like I said, the event isn't public. The event should be public, and the company's definitely a public company, so there's something odd going on there. Like I said, I don't know, has PDP done something? But the company's there. Simply Connect, you should be able to find it. GH Trains, good evening. You're in a game, but I don't want to do. Well, you don't want to play your game. Do I not have Omsi navigation? Yes, I do. It's just on another screen. Oh, looks like we're leaving people behind this Christmas. You see a lot of companies can't use them in London because of the emission zones, and then they got kind of thrown out to, like, you know, small depots out in the country and stuff like that. But a lot of PSO government-funded routes now require buses to be of a minimum age, and most of them now need to have at least the Euro 5, Euro 6 engine for emissions, no matter where you are really now, because of the obviously trying to go green and all that crap. So all these buses are phased out now, really. There wouldn't be very many now, maybe in some private companies, and maybe some companies will still have very few of them, but yeah, there won't be too many kicking around anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm in the control center. Oh, as in, well, you just ask the guy for a route. Just say, look, I want to run, and he'll give you a route, and then you take your bus and you go. Best thing to do, GH Trains, in Discord. They're all in a big Discord chat there. There's 5 or 6 of them. Go in there and talk to them, and they'll help you out, because that's where the controllers are as well. If you're really stuck. Yeah, but even that'll all be getting phased out now over the next year or two as well. Like, all them buses will be going. Like, even here, they changed all our contracts. Buses can't be older than 5 years old now on a PSO, which is any routes that are government levied. So a lot of companies make money off the government. The government will pay them to run that route, pay for their bus, the driver. They'll get a fee, and then all the extra money goes to the government. That's how it generally works with PSOs. Now, any company that has PSO routes, generally they are now a lot stricter on the rules because of even safety. But if there are any routes that aren't PSO, that are their own routes that they've got for other means, yeah, they can still run what they pretty much want. But like here now, I think 8 years was the maximum, but I think the new contract that went out to Bus Air and the last contract at 8 years was the maximum age. I think it's gone down to 5 years now. And that'd be the same for everywhere. Hey, Just Jace, good evening. How are you?
DJ, can I have a mechanic, please? DJ, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Hopefully you're doing well. Similar rules for taxis and vans. Yeah, Liverpool man, yeah, this is just the way it's all going now. You know, everyone's trying to go green and save the environment, and you know, a lot of these older engines, even with cars now, here in Ireland, even public people's cars, anything over, I think it's 18 years old, can no longer be insured. I think it's 18 years, could be 15 years. I can't remember now, 100%.
What's the issue?
But cars here now, if they are over 18 years old and you don't have classic car insurance...
I heard you, I just put my Discord up here.
Alright. Can I have my...
We'll wait for these to stop talking.
To, St. Bridget Church, please.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me guess, your bus is on the street side.
Yeah. No, I'm driving solo.
Okay.
The London solo, yeah.
Right, that will be there in 5.5 minutes for you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Hey, B-Dot, you become a channel friend again, nice. Why did my alerts... Oh, bugger, my alerts didn't go off. Here you go. My bad. Hey, Adam Marriott, good evening, how are you? Sim, hello. I don't be 6. Huh? You're just driving the event, or are you doing the controlling as well? I'm just doing the event work. I'm just driving tonight. I only did the event last week or the week before because people dropped out at the last minute. The only reason I got rid of the 2005 Vectra is the tax was... Yeah, it's even worse here. So, like, any car that's over, like, 15 years old, to tax a car here is, like, over €1,000 a year now. Also, they count it as a classic, so you have to get classic car insurance, which means you're only allowed to do... I think it's 5,000 miles or 5,000 kilometers a year, and that's kilometers, not miles. So that's what, like 3,800 miles or something, technically, to be insured, because they want everyone to buy new cars here. New cars, everything's new engines, new cars, hybrids, electrics. You know, they're giving lots of money to people to go and do this. But yeah, you can't insure cars now that are older than about 18 years old, which is crazy, really. But you know, the emissions here in Ireland, so for us to meet the target of the net zero is like impossible, because we have because of the cow production, our methane is huge. The gas is like, a cow will give off more gas than running a motorbike for 24 hours a day. And unfortunately, because our biggest market here is the cattle market, also our square footage per house, our houses here are naturally bigger than most houses in Europe. Most of us live in detached houses, all quite big and spacious and to heat up and stuff. So our carbon footprint per family is pretty big compared to the average family in other places or any cities in town in Europe. We're one of the worst in the European Union, believe it or not. And so yeah, they're doing anything they can now, but the cows are the biggest problem here, you see, and there's no way to cut their methane down. Now, they have looked and experimented with new foods and stuff that's supposed to make them gas less and all this kind of stuff, but to me, that's now not naturally grass-fed beef. You know, that's what we all love about Irish beef. You know, when you start supplementing diets and stuff, you know, we might as well just be eating chemicals. But yeah, like there was a guy I worked with. He had a BMW MX-5. I think it was like a 2000, and his road tax was like 1,100 euros for the year. I'm like, it's probably worth more than his car nearly, you know. It's just not worth it. Can't be still showing even after I restart. So I'm stumped. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not showing. We are on the public list. Like I said, this event was supposed to start at a different time, and it changed today because I checked it yesterday. So I don't know, did PDP maybe do a reset of their servers and has it rejiggled some things? I am not sure. So carbon traps, price and renewable energy. Carbon traps. I can't read it because there's a stupid love heart there. Oh, hang on. Can someone get me the police, please?
Yeah, inside and on.
Send it up the road a couple of stops ahead, please.
I'll do it.
Trying to find your mail. I will send them to Boeing Max for you.
Sure, I'll do it.
Alright, there.
Thank you.
There'll be a full complaint in 5 minutes 40 seconds.
Okay, we got a guy, we got a bum
Hello,
singing.
Mark, what can I do for you?
SSAgameR, good evening. Oh, so carbon traps are priority and renewable energy. Well, this is it. I mean, we invest a lot of money in wind energy here, wind farms, because we're very windy being on the west of Ireland and stuff. But it's not actually covering enough electricity. I don't think it is producing as much as they hoped. And I think they've become quite costly. I think we import a lot of our energy still from France, in all honesty. Because we don't have any other production apart from our wind farming. We used to burn a lot of coal and turf at the energy plants, but they phased all that out already with nothing really to replace it. So I believe we do buy a lot of our electricity from France. But yeah, carbon's a big problem here. Methane. Good old cows, eh? It's good going green, but your battery costs more than your car. Well, yeah, I mean, we like I said, there's no sustainable energy here really at the moment. The wind farming definitely isn't being as productive as I think they hoped when they invested so much into it. Scotland ran in renewable energy all over for a day, so it's possible. Yeah, but you know, Ireland aren't really that smart. You know, unfortunately, we've got crooks running the country, and a lot of them own part of these energy companies, and they're making X amount of money, and that's all they care about. But yeah, here in Ireland, we can't sustain ourselves with the energy that we produce. Put it that way, we can't do it.
We've got 98,955 euros. Oh, and I just realised I was left on mute. Sorry, guys.
Where's Doris? We gotta wait here now to get this guy off the bus. Help is gonna be here in 4 minutes.
Hello, Gary. What can I do for you?
Yeah, can I get an ambulance, please?
We're lucky though, as we do have access to lots of sea wind.
Far out where you are.
Yeah, well, we invested a lot in wind farming, and out here in the west there's a lot of it, but there's not enough of it. And I think the wind farms they put out actually into the Atlantic Ocean on the west, a lot of them got damaged with the storms that we've been getting.
18 seconds.
I'm gonna have to mute the office people so I can actually talk. So yeah, a lot of them were getting damaged, and I think they've had to put a lot of money back into repairs, and yeah, some of them aren't running properly. There's been lots of delivery issues then with COVID, with other materials and parts, and you know, because we have to import them all from bloody Europe. Obviously, we don't make the wind farms here, or England, or wherever we're getting them from. So yeah, our wind farming isn't great. It's mainly on the west, and that's about it. So when whatever their targets are, if they are trying to target fully sustainable, I think obviously they want fully sustainable. But it's like even the electric schemes at home, like in England you have the buyback on the energy where it'll take a little bit of money off your bills and stuff. They don't do that properly here. We can produce energy, but they can take the energy off us, but they don't pay us for it. So a lot of people here are kind of like, well, why should I bother? You know, it's that kind of mentality. I live in the country. My closest electric charger is like 12 miles away, so I can't have a home charger. Is that it? You flying into them? Not yet. But when I do get my plane, I'll fly over the farms for you and you can see the whole 3 that we have. They did put a bit of money into solar paneling and stuff, but again, I don't think... You know, what Ireland thinks is like one big field will be enough. You know, it barely runs a street of houses, you know. I wouldn't mind, but we don't really have like street lights. Like if you go drive around the country, in the towns you'll get street lights. But once you come out of the town, there's no street lights. Like we're not even paying for that energy, and we still can't sustain ourselves. It is crazy when you think about it. We're gonna have to start putting the cows on the treadmills or something. We're gonna need to do something, aren't we? We gotta love this guy. What do I think about air pumps? What do you mean, what do I think about air pumps? Oh, this guy's trying to pay to get on. Look. Oh no, he's not. He's just sitting there. They got batteries in development that can power a small block of houses, yet not available commercially, very expensive. See, this is the thing. It's like even with electric cars yet, I don't think the technology is fully there yet. People that are buying the electric cars now will have to rebuy them in 10 years' time because technology is evolving so much all the time. You know, I don't think the technology is fully there yet. And like our energy prices here are so expensive. Like UK, you guys capped them. We never capped our energy prices during the housing crisis. All the government did was give us a little bit of money off our bill. But they didn't cap the prices, so the energy firms completely risen. Like the prices here were mental. A 2-month bill here for me was hitting nearly 550 euros at one stage. For less than 2 months. Like it was bananas. I think before that crisis hit with the war in Ukraine and stuff, like it was like 250, 280, and that was like a big bill kind of thing, you know. It changed massively. But to run an electric car here, they even said like because of the price of electricity, it doesn't make any sense yet for us here to be doing it. Plus, we don't have the infrastructure. There's not enough charging points. Like you go into the main town centre, Galway City, a big city. There's like 10 recharge points in the whole city. Like it's not you know, if they're gonna, there's no point pushing all this stuff on us unless you've got the infrastructure. Like what's the point? Did press quit on the company, then I dismissed, so that might be why. Maybe. But even if you quit, unless if you quit the company, as long as you didn't block us, you might have blacklisted us or something. I think it does ask you when you quit, do you want to blacklist? Is anybody getting off? No? Yep, maybe.
Can I get an ambulance, please? Someone just scared the living daylights out.
Hey, Prince donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Thank you, mate. Merry Christmas. Yep. Another year of Simply Connect, the longest reigning UK Omsi company. Hey.
Hotel Hammer Disco. No, not disco.
Right, Alan Steve. So you're the one I want Falcon. I will send Falcon sandwiches a couple of stops ahead.
Awesome sauce.
Which is obviously HP, by the way. I do have to say, HP is an awesome sauce.
Look at the traffic here.
Right, I'm going to be at 5, go in 5.5 minutes.
No worries, thank you.
I didn't realise how early. Oh no, I'm late, aren't I? By 4 minutes. But they burn it out really very quickly. Oh, do they? Is that a bug with this bus? The destination going off? Happens to me too. Ah, yeah, it must be. It's the first time I've seen it off though, to be honest with you. I live between a large towns and there's probably 3 chargers in each town. See, and that's the thing, and you want people, like, it's fine to charge up at home, but the range of them aren't amazing. And if you go here, so one of the guys was telling me he was looking at getting an electric car, but then he looked at, like, to get one of the fast chargers in town, to fully charge a car in 2 hours, I think it was, or an hour and a half, it was like 55 euros. Like, that's crazy money to charge a car. But you don't pay for the parking, but you're paying, you know, how much for that electricity price is mental. Yeah, I mean, look, I think hybrid cars and obviously any kind of low emission blue tech, you know, any of that kind of stuff that we have, that technology, I think, yeah, that's great. I think everyone should have that kind of stuff where possible. But you know, I don't enjoy pushing like electric cars onto us when, you know, I travel to England quite a lot and I go by car. Like an electric car, you know, it'd get me to the ferry, then I have to make sure I find something to charge. It'd get me just about to my parents' house before I need to charge it. It might need charging before then. And batteries wear. That's the other problem. You know, your first 6 months you might get 500 kilometers from the charge, but that's going to decrease over time, like any battery, like any rechargeable battery. Like it's just not there yet. They're great if you're just running in and out of town. If you live in a town and you're going 3 miles to work, 4 miles to work, or whatever, 10 miles, and you got a small commute, I think they're great. People should have them, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty difficult. The Olympus for DCS is amazing, but for MP you need a degree in networking. Oh really? Prototype's already here. 2024 double distance. I think the furthest distance they have here currently is I think it's about 680 kilometers. Now I don't know what that is in miles. Probably just under 500 miles. Is my bus stuck in a gear here or something? What's going on? No, I must admit I didn't look
Where's
any.
my ambulance going to?
I didn't look at any
Disney
videos
Street?
of Kerbal yesterday. I will tonight, I promise. I guess you think about it, it's like you fill in your tank. 55 euros doesn't seem bad. Yeah, but a tank of fuel in my car, I've got a Peugeot 5008, and it's got all the latest technology of engine emissions, and I think for 55 litres, like, one tank of fuel would get me pretty much all the way to where my parents live in England nearly. Maybe even further, probably, actually, in fact. But unfortunately as well, the electric cars, those ones that go really far are really, really expensive here at the moment. So, you know, the smaller ones, like, you know, the Zoes and that stuff, like, they're relatively okay priced, but they're not doing that kind of, they're not covering that kind of distance. Like I said, if you have a small commute every day, 10 miles probably max, I think, yeah, they're brilliant. And, you know, trickle charging them at home be more than adequate. But like here in Ireland, like even to go to the shop you have to drive 10 miles. You know, to go to the nearest town is 37 kilometers away. You know.
DJ, can you send me up with another route, please?
It is me in the office now.
Oh shit. Hi mate, can you send me up another route, please?
The Renault battery
Yep,
lease.
what would you
Well,
like?
I don't even know what that
Have you
is.
got
I don't know
something
what
from,
rules they have here. If they have any rules. I think it's every 7 years the batteries have to be replaced, isn't it?
Mario.
I think that's what the current rule is here. What are they saying in England with Renault? What are they saying to you?
That'll do perfectly.
20 past.
That'll do me, thank you.
No worries.
See, the problem you get is, I think they quoted about €7,500 to replace the batteries of a car here, and I think you have to do it every 6 or 7 years, I think, and you have to go back to the dealer to do it. So I think, you know, you got to remember that cost is going to be there every couple of years as well.
You're right, Owen. Can I get my next 12 out of Stoneleigh at 4:30?
Yep. 12. Quarter past. Yeah. There you go.
Cheers.
Everyone has developed laser weapon that is already in the field that can shoot down drones.
Owen,
God.
Yes, Stevie.
Busboy Ben, hello.
where's my ambulance going?
Let me have a look. Your ambulance hasn't been set up. Apparently.
That's good, no ambulance.
Although there's one at Ferncombe Sands for some reason.
Yeah, I'm at Disney Street.
Hey,
now.
Stormer, hello, I haven't seen you in ages. My foot is down, this bus
Your
is not
bar's
going,
going down
fast.
quick.
I'll stick it at Tossover then. Is it
Awesome.
ambulance that you needed?
Yeah, please.
What's the thing? The message saying?
Circulatory collapse. Request help as soon as possible.
No, Doris is going to die because the office can't do their job.
3 minutes 50 away.
Awesome. Thank you.
No.
They should target industry, trucks, buses first. Yeah, they're trying to bring in things like... see, again here, like, Bus Aaron wanted to bring in electric buses, and Enviro wanted us to demo them. But the depots here don't have the infrastructure, and it's a huge problem because we got nowhere to charge them. And the amount of money these companies need to invest, and unless the government levies it, you see, they're not interested. But we got a lot of hybrid ones now. Like the hybrid ones we have now, once they come into the town centre, they turn to electric only. Now it's only a very short distance that they have the electric only, but it's like dead in the centre. So the buses automatically switch to the electric now, and they won't kick in diesel again until they get out. But that's about as far as they're going to go here with that for a while, probably. When Tesla making electric trucks and stuff, I thought there was an electric truck. I thought I saw one somewhere. See, I'd rather them invest in that stuff than driverless technology. You know, people should be driving their vehicles. You know, I got no arms with that. But again, I think with the trucks, the problem they got is the range, isn't it? And think how heavy that truck's going to be with a load and how many batteries it's going to need. Realistically, then you got to think every kind of location truck stop will need charging facilities for all their trucks. And again, the infrastructure is just not there across the world yet. So it's just so difficult, isn't it? Basically, even if you use the battery, it's still owned by Renault. So you have to take the lease of the battery from the last owner, which is 50+ quid a month, or buy it off Renault for like £7 grand. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I was talking about. And then the batteries have to be replaced, and at the moment only dealers can do it. And I think again you got to factor into that cost, because I think that's what the guy at the road was telling me when he was looking into it for his missus, because she doesn't have a big commute. Once he went through the agreement and he realized, like, I have to change the batteries every 5 years or whatever it was, and the price that they gave him, and that was subject to change. Like, it's nearly not worth it. No one's going to own cars anymore. We're all going to have to lease cars. That's what's going to happen. Industry, it'll either take the hit, renewable tax can cover it. But they're gonna have to do something, isn't they? But yeah, like, think about it now, trucks, they can pull in nearly anywhere, you see. You know, for the night when a tacker runs out, every driver would have to plan to be at a truck stop to recharge their batteries, and like, it would take a hit on the industry, you know. It would take a hit, because having to factor that into your drive, wherever you are, other road conditions, And like, imagine these truck stops. You know, you see how many trucks are in some of the stops here even now, and we're small. You think how many electric charging posts it's going to need. Yeah, I mean, they got a long way to go, but yeah, I think that's where they should be tackling more areas. You know, think about the trucking industry. The trucking industry must take equivalent 60-70% of all road gases. You know, they're on the road 24/7. You know, think about how many billions of trucks are on that road non-stop.
If the ambulance is still showing us on its way, you might as well cancel it because they didn't make it and I chucked them off the bus.
Poor Doris. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the driverless stuff. I know there's a lot of it in America already. You know, there's the Teslas I know all kind of can do it with the lane changing stuff. And I mean, look, there's some instance, you know, it would be good because if it could guarantee it would cause less traffic fatalities, of course, it has its bonus. But you know, it'd be like flying a plane. You'd just be there watching it all the time. Driving would become boring. Nobody'd want to drive anywhere. And even if we had driverless technology, the problem that you're always going to have is people are going to disengage it to do it themselves, to overtake when they get antsy and all this kind of stuff, so it'll never work. Well, to be honest with you, there was a demo here. There was an electric tractor brought in by not Macy Ferguson. Was it Macy? No, it wasn't Macy Ferguson. Can't remember now. Anyways, there are some electric tractors on the fields now here, and some of them have got some great range and pulling power, I must admit. But they're heavy vehicles anyways, and you know they can pull themselves around and whatever they need to do. And you're right, those kind of industries, but they already run on green diesel and stuff anyways. Like they're more stuff for people to hack with AI. Yeah, maybe. But that's the other thing, isn't it? Software. I mean, how many of those crime shows have we already seen where people take over cars and crash them and killing people because you know, the people need to go out and work out who did it? And yeah, I mean, the software would have to be so secure. Even for like a company like Tesla, having, you know, the insurance to having a driverless car, would that make your premiums higher? I don't know. Where the frig are all these people coming from? There'll be laws to stop that. Oh yeah, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Is there a driverless bus route in Edinburgh that goes on across Forth Road? I don't know. I know there's a lot of driverless things. I mean, a lot of tubes now are becoming driverless, but you still employ someone to sit behind it and watch it all day. You're barely better off letting them drive on things like that. I mean, I suppose you're trying to take driver error out of the equation, but as long as you can guarantee that, like, you know, AI goes wrong. How many planes have crashed because of autopilot issues? You know, and then the pilot being so reliant on something because he hasn't hand flown his plane for so long ends up in trouble. I mean, you see these case studies even when you're training to be a pilot now. I see these case studies, we go through them, we talk about them, like what not to do. But a lot of pilots do, they get very caught up in the autopilot stuff. They don't hand fly their planes enough. Even like landing now, you got auto land. Most planes auto land. Most pilots will auto land, believe it or not. Even talking to some real ones. Because of just easiness, laziness as well as part of it, and they just, you know, you don't keep up with your skills. But you know, autopilots go wrong, and if an autopilot goes wrong, who are we going to blame in an insurance case for a crash if there's death? Who are we going to go after? The car manufacturer? Are we going to sign waivers? You know, is that going to be the next thing? Are we going to have to sign waivers that if there was a malfunction in the autopilot of the car, we cannot sue? Because otherwise, you know, there's a lot of liability on a company to say, my car will drive you A to B, no problem, safely and securely. There's got to be huge factors into that. Well, yeah, not understanding the autopilot systems is another thing. But again, you know, you got so many different autopilots out there. It does get confusing. Like, there are so many different variants, and some do more than others. And you know, you can easily jump from one plane to another and be completely puzzled by the plane. And once you start chasing a plane, that's it. You're done. You know, I think a lot of autopilot systems should just be mandatory. That's near enough the same. I mean, there was a girl that crashed there not long ago. Who was it? The TNF Fly Girl. She didn't understand her autopilot, did she? And she crashed and killed herself and her dad. But she wasn't even certified to fly that plane.
So I have a ticket inspector who's been attacked and injured. The only issue is I haven't had a ticket inspector for about half an hour, so I don't know where they've come from. Could I get ambulance in place, please?
I think that might be I don't know. It might be from the one earlier. So.
Oh, I thought we solved that one. Oh, okay. What should I do? Should I just ignore it and just drive?
I think when the autopilot, there are some out there that are very confusing, where you still have to manually like trim your plane or fly your plane, and I think that's where they get confused. There are a lot of autopilots out there. The most common ones with the Garmin, which I think most people would be more common with. You know, it'll do VNav, LNav, speed, auto throttling. There are some out there where you have to be more in control of your throttles, your trims.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to go from one thing to another and completely forget or completely rely on something that you don't understand. But again, you know, unfortunately for that girl that crashed, I think her big problem was she wasn't certified to fly anything but VFR, but she was going up without a CFI, and she was... Why do you have to talk? She wasn't certified, but she was going up practicing, trying to understand. I think that was half her issue, without a trained instructor with her. What bay are we in here? Bay 4?
No worries.
But again, when it comes to planes, I think a lot of people forget to just disengage the autopilot when it's going wrong and trust your gut and just take over. I think that happens a lot as well. Even with airlines, you know, some things can go wrong. I think the most airlines with autopilot issues are the ones that have those different ones. You know, a lot of the turboprop era stuff, some of the older stuff still that don't necessarily have straightforward autopilots. And again, people just, you know, could be tired, laziness, distracted. There's so many factors always when it comes to human error. You know, it's never just one thing. It always starts with one thing and it just snowballs, doesn't it? It's never as clear cut as saying, "Oh, you didn't get it," you know. Can I get a route back, please?
What, do you want the 35 again?
Yeah, if it's going backwards, I'll just take it going back.
Yep. Just check what you were on. 3503. Right, okay. That's fine. There is one at 1439 from the bus station back to Totnes.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I'll just take that. That's fine.
Here you go.
Thank you. Okay, we're not out of here for 20 minutes. But we'll fast forward time, obviously. Alright, we'll turn off the bus here because I still have to terminate the tour and move on to the next one. It's mainly pilot error, so yeah. But like I said, there's always other factors to why it's pilot error, I think. The AI rain. But this is the theory is, isn't it? You know, we get so reliant on things when they actually an emergency happens because the plane is always in control by AI, but when the AI goes wrong, they forget all their training. Everything just goes out the window, and the one security system that most you're supposed to have is that pilot of any vehicle. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily just be planes. You know, you see it with trains or whatever, you know, before the emergency braking and all that kind of stuff. You know, and it's usually their, you know, not preparedness or whatever normally is what the last nail in the coffin, isn't it? Map mode, this event today has been rejected on BCS. Oh, really? I just downloaded it. What a waste that was. Why did it get rejected? What did they miss? Everything. It's always the French routes. It's a French route, isn't it? It sounded French. It's always the French routes that get denied. It's really weird. I remember that Airbus demo, they did a low-level flight. The pilots didn't know what low-level the auto-land features were active, so they lost power and crashed. Jesus, I didn't hear that one now. Just realised how far that wiper comes off that window. Yeah, I didn't hear that one. Okay, so we're still on the 35. We are going to go back. We're at 35.04.
Do you know, I realised neither of us can tell the time. I'm 7 minutes flipping early.
$35 back to painting. Don't want to fast forward the time too much because otherwise it messes us up. But am I not in Bay 4? Oh, I'm in Bay 3, aren't I? Oh, bloody hell. Oh, what key's the hazard button? I've forgotten. Oh, there you go. B. B's the hazard. They don't say what the... God's sake. Graham, good evening. How are you? One way to the driverless is having one universal unit that's fitted to every car that the company would want to take on that. Well, I suppose they're going to make a hell of a lot of money, so I'm sure someone like Tesla would love that kind of money, that kind of contract. But you're right. Yeah, I don't know why it's always the French maps. It's whoever makes the French maps clearly don't know how to put their folders together or something. It's really weird. Some issues happened after that. They explained Boeing Max examples, AI taking over stall profiles. Yeah, but again, that was software problems that should have been addressed. Wait, like those two crashes with the Boeing Max should never have happened. Even when I actually listened to the court hearing when Boeing were talking, they weren't even sympathetic about it. But you know, that should have been caught way before that plane was certified to fly. Like, how did they not realize putting the engines where they did was going to need to, you know, the Boeing disasters, you know, and I think it's cost Boeing dearly, to be honest with you. I see most airlines now go with Airbus.
They can add the mechanics to the with a side in.
You want the man in the van.
Hammer normally turns off the buzzers. Yeah, it's good that.
Yeah.
3 minutes 40 for you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Well, I think they knew about them, but I don't think they when the training was done, it wasn't in the manuals or something, wasn't it? Wasn't it something stupid like that? But they knew about it. It was the TCAT system, wasn't it? With the pitos, because of the engines, it was making it so you had to they had to account for it with the pitch, didn't they? So it was pitching down. But again, the pilot should have taken it off the autopilot and taken control of the plane, and they would have survived that. Again, they put on the autopilot and don't understand why the autopilot's going wrong, and it's that level of understanding that we'll all need science degrees to drive driverless cars. That's the problem. We'll have to go redo our tests. Oh yeah, the Max had to be recalled, but I think it's cost Boeing dearly now, massively. Airbus or what? They're building 2 new huge hangars in America, a brand new fleet of barges. Every order I see from these airlines now always seem to be going with the new A220s and all this kind of stuff. If cars are driverless, people will go to the pub. Well, if it's a driverless car, are we allowed to drink drive? That'd be a good question. That's another good question. If the car's driving me home, surely I can have a few beers, or is there still going to be this rule of we can't drink and drive because we're technically still going to be the pilot of the vehicle? Good questions. Training was there. See, the thing is, like, people like Ryanair now, the guy here, he loved it. He brought all the Maxes that everybody decided to send back. He brought them all. There's 787 Maxes everywhere here now with Ryanair. His brand new fleet of planes that he got for dirt cheap. It was the MCAS, yeah, it was the MCAS, that was it. It was only because of the engines, because they wanted to keep the same engines. They didn't profile the engines on the wing. That was their own fault. But the 777 is also having the same issues. They're putting the engine, they're mounting it in front of the wings, aren't they? I think it's all engines. I think that's the big drama of all of this is literally because they didn't want to rebuild a brand new engine. They basically keeping what they have, and they wanted to put it in the plane that they built. Unfortunately, the wing profiles are too low, and that's what caused that crash. That's all it is. That the scientist didn't, well, he knew, like I said, they knew that was the bigger problem. They knew about the MCAS, they knew, but again, the training was never provided to the pilots, and unfortunately it was one Asian airline and one, was it Egypt or something? Africa? Can't remember now, but the second one, look. I know the first crash was Asia. Asia, unfortunately, were always falling out of the bloody skies. But yeah, Ryanair now laughing all the way to the bank. He saw all those 787 Maxes parked up at Boeing when they got sent back. A lot of people didn't want to trust them, you see, and the other problem you have is the public trust. I think American Airlines had a big order of them, didn't they? And they sent them all back. They said, no, we don't want them anymore. Take your contract. That's always the problem, isn't it? But yeah, Mr. O'Leary here in Ireland, he said, oh, I'll take all those Boeings off you if you give me half price. And he got every single one. If it's automated, you can drink. Well, do you think they'll allow that, or will they say to us, oh, no, because you're technically still the pilot in control, are you drink driving? It'd be an interesting question if it is completely if you know, if it is an AI driving your car home. I mean, you're not even allowed to drive an electric bike home here. It's still drink driving. Different engines on the 737 Max, they wanted bigger, they had to move them forward.
They're loud, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. What would you like me to do? I've just finished Aurora Crescent.
I couldn't get you to do another one from Memorial Crescent if I can find one.
I've got no extra. I'm just on base game routes.
Yeah, there is. In fact, what were you on? 12203, right?
Sorry, not the 787, 737. They brought all the 737 Maxes.
There you go.
Thank you.
No worries.
Do you think that would be in our lifetime, Scott? I don't know if that would be in our lifetime. I think it's a bit too far-fetched at the moment. Like I said, we can't even get plugs on the roads to charge our cars, let alone have people driving for us. You know, drink driving, unfortunately, here in Ireland is a big issue because out in the country, there's no transport. There's no public buses. There's a bus that comes through this town into the next town 4 times a day. You know, when they actually brought in the new laws here, they brought in the 0% policy, but rural Ireland kicked up saying, well, how are we going to get home? So they had to change it because rural Ireland weren't happy that they couldn't have a pint and drive home. And that's the problem with rural Ireland. Like, everyone still enjoys going to the pub. That's fair enough. But yeah, there's no way to get home. No taxis, no nothing. You can't get a taxi out here. Yeah, not the 787s. I meant the 737s. Just 787 just sounded better in my head, obviously. I do like the 787. Yeah, I think Boeing are in big trouble, though. A lot of their orders were cancelled, and I know their profits haven't been great. I think the only thing that they have going for them, really, there's not that many massive airliners that can produce the amount of aircraft that are needed. Apart from Airbus, and Airbus can't even keep up with their own orders, so I think that's the only thing that still keeps Boeing in the chase, to be honest with you. Did they have to pay out to the families? They were liable, weren't they, in the end? They did find them liable. The government bailed them out. Always the same. Good question, but I'm an Airbus guy. I prefer the Airbuses. Now, don't get me wrong. I prefer, like, if I'm flying in a simulator, I prefer Airbuses. I just find them cleaner, simpler, like, brighter. I don't really like dark cockpits. That's why I don't like the 737 as much. But style-wise, I must admit, I think Boeing's look nicer. They're more sleek, more pointy. I like that. I like the little curve on the engine. So design-wise, I prefer the Boeing, but if, you know, flying myself, I prefer Airbus. Airbus in trouble too. Government funding will end soon, or it has ended. Yeah, but didn't they get a huge new contracts and stuff? Aren't they okay now? They're building 2 massive new warehouses. They're going to try and up their production from something like 30 planes a month to like 60 planes a month or something. They can't be in that much trouble. Problem with AI is drinking. Even now, voice recognition can't understand you sober, let alone after a skinful. You fall asleep in the car. People end up dying in their cars, wouldn't they? Because there'd be like a really cold night out, and you'll pass out in the car because the car's driving you home. You'll never get into your house. You'll end up freezing to death or something. I can see there being a lot of issues with it. Yeah, Michael, what's going on with the company? Is something changed or what? I thought we were still on the public list when I looked the other day. I mean, I didn't change anything. On the downfall of Boeing, but they're still struggling. Well, they got quite a lot of nice new tasty contracts I've seen there. Like Turkish Airlines have just ordered a skinful from them, and I was reading this documentary that they're building new ocean liners to move their parts. They're going to be they're going to be built with these weird cylinder things on the roof. Apparently, they'll be like wind powered, but they're done by these cylinders. There's something about the physics of them and the wind that will pretty much bring them to like 0 carbon or something. Boeing delivered 56 planes in November, but still ramping up further production, but have a back order of 5,000 aircraft still to be delivered. So I think that's where they're all stuck. They can't build enough aircraft. You'd think we'd have enough in the air by now, wouldn't you? They must have the government funding. God bless EU. Yeah, but EU will fund anything. That's half the issue. We have no money because they're spending it everywhere. And no one gets a choice on our money, apart from the European Union. There are definitely pros and cons of being in the Union, I'll tell you now. There are pros and cons. There are definitely some, probably more pros than cons, but there are definitely some cons, I'll tell you. It's not all rosy here in the European Union. There's a few prototypes of electric planes. There's some small ones already. I saw I was watching a video. There was an electric I think it was a microlight, and I think it had a range of like an hour or something like that. It looked pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. I think they want to run planes on hydrogen, isn't it? Hydrogen's what they want to move to.
X lines or just a basic game?
Just a basic.
Any preference for what you would play?
Is it Westcountry?
Yes.
1A.
It's on the public, and we only quite level 1, so no idea what's going on. Hopefully, PDP server issue. It must be because people are saying they can't even get on the event.
Yeah, that's fine.
No worries.
Thing to consider with both Boeing and Airbus is that the order numbers doesn't mean the same as my order on Amazon. They may be ordering them 5-10 years out. But yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it? A lot of people are ordering like their new planes that they haven't even finished building or even got the first prototype out. And they just binge order, don't they? But you got to get ahead of yourself. Like with these big airlines, when you got so many aircraft to buy, because they can only build so many a month. Like I suppose if you don't order 5 or 6 years out, there's not much you can do about it, is there? Hey, Glenn Bixley, Merry Christmas. Yeah, it won't be long. We'll all be watching Santa flying on the Sky Tracker app. 2 days now. But a lot of the aircraft, even in the hangar where I'm flying, since they changed the fuels there recently, you know, that they added more water into the ethanol, a lot of planes now are suffering. All the rubbers are perishing from like the carburetors and stuff. There's a lot of planes going down with engine issues and because of all the new fuel changes and stuff. Like, this is the problem. We change the fuel, but we don't factor in all the other problems it's going to cause. We all gotta watch a bit of Santa Tracker. It's quite funny. I was watching this aircraft investigation video, and he was talking about a crash in the North Pole, and I'm thinking, what the hell? And I got really into it, and I realised he was talking about bloody Santa Claus. I got completely friggin' mugged off. I wasted nearly 10 minutes of my life listening to that, thinking there was actually a crash in the North Pole. I was thinking, how the hell has this happened? Did you find out what the issue is, Glenn? Could be Windows 11. I get random crashes. There are 9 turkeys in the yard right now. Yeah, you're not eating turkey, are you? Too dry. Takes too long to cook as well. We all talk about going green and stuff, and then we're still cooking turkeys for 12 hours a day. Like how people pre-order Tesla before they even produced, or one said, well, isn't his truck? His truck is the next big one, isn't it? I don't actually think that truck looks very nice. It looks like someone's made it in their back garden. I mean, maybe inside and all the technology it has, maybe it's awesome. I haven't really looked into it. But I look at that Tesla truck and I think, why the f would anyone buy that? It looks like a hump of junk. It literally looks like, you know, a load of tin cans just been put together.
Apologies, Mac.
Hello, can I have a 122, please?
Yes, you can have one at 3 o'clock from Memorial Crescent to Harbour.
Thank you.
No worries.
Turkey takes an hour to cook. What friggin' oven are you using? Have you got like a walk-in friggin' fire pit that's like 700 degrees? Takes like bloody 6 hours to cook a turkey in a normal oven around here. Deep fries anywhere to go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're not deep frying turkey leg. Look. Everyone is wrong. If Santa comes from the North Pole, no land up there. Well, no, he's from Rovaniemi, isn't he? He's from Finland. That's where Santa really lives. Did they actually do tourist flights up there? I didn't think anyone flew up there. Looks like something from Scrappy Challenge and Road Wars. Yeah, it does. It really does. I don't see but obviously people must be going crazy for it. I mean, I know it's supposed to be pretty rapid, and like I said, it probably has all this cool technology inside, and it was probably like flying a spaceship or something, but like the outside of the truck, I think looks terrible. Yeah, isn't New Zealand the first country to get Santa? Not sure. Clean out. Do a stress test today. Yeah, it might be Windows 11 because I get random crashes now, not every day, and I get the odd beeping from the motherboard, which normally tells you that there's a thingy issue, but I'm pretty certain mine is Windows 11, and it only happens every now and again. But it is bloody annoying. Is the truck bulletproof? Is it? I don't know. Is it bulletproof? I don't know. I don't get it. I can't imagine any kind of redneck or anyone out south that drives their truck for a living are going to swap their lovely V6, V8 humper junk that they've had all their life that they continue to repair or buy a Tesla truck. I mean, there's no room to even put anything in the back of it, is there? It's not like a truck to me. It just seems like just one of those big cars, not 4x4, but you know what I mean. Beeping board, you need to listen to it, and then Google will tell you something. No, I've done that, and it ended up what it says and what it is completely different. What it comes up. I'm pretty sure it's a Windows 11 error. Because it's Windows that's crashing. Oh no, I've pulled out my computer so many times, I've re-put everything in. I even got to the point where, you know, I redid all the coolie things and cleaned it up. No, I put my computer, I thought it was my RAM at first as well. But it's not. And then I brought new RAM after that even, just because I thought it was the RAM. It is bulletproof. Want to be... Yeah, imagine crashing that thing into somebody. Jesus Christ. Type of truck for people who want a truck without the ability to do things you need a truck for. Yeah, that's what I mean. Why do I have these engine warning lights? Is my handbrake on or something? I've got an engine light here. Something's failed on my... Alright, we'll get to the next stop and we'll have a look what that light is. I can't quite see what the light is. Yeah, I mean, look, most people have trucks because they're throwing in seed and stuff in the back of their truck and the dog and the gun and whatever else that they need out there. You can't do that with the Cybertruck. Alright, let's put our foot down. This is a roar. I think I've got a gearbox issue. Roller tape and fix those engine lights real quick. Yeah. That's what you have to do legally. If your fuel gauge or everything stops working, you have to cover it. It's the only way to legally to be still allowed to drive the bus. See, that was the other thing. When I had an AMD GPU, I was getting a lot of issues with AMD GPUs as well, and I was rolling back all the time. That's why I went back to NVIDIA, because I know it's a little bit more money, but I was getting a lot of issues, and some games weren't running very well with AMD, even though the best graphic card or whatever. It definitely was. I'm going down here. It definitely was. They had a lot of driver issues. Right, let's see what light this is, because I can't tell. Steering wheel, disappear. Oh, does the steering wheel not disappear on this thing? Come on, must disappear somewhere, right? Really? Oh god. How am I supposed to see a light that I can't see? Was I driving with my door open? Okay, crap, I might be driving the door open. I believe that it hasn't been allowed into Europe due to the EU policies of having a soft bumper. Is the Cybertruck not coming to Europe? I didn't know that. Just imagine all the mums taking their kids to school in their bulletproof car around here. Imagine people, they'd all buy the Cybertruck here. That's what the people are like. I was clicking it. It wasn't going. Suburban soccer mums. It's funny how we're talking about the same thing, isn't it? It's okay. I think I was driving with the door open. Just not realizing that the door was open. That's a terrible place to put a bus stop. FYI game. Oh. Alright, we're a little bit ahead of time, so we'll have to kill some time here quickly. Ah, they'll be fine. People complain too much. Haven't played Ready or Not in ages. Last time I played with I can't remember his name. I wasn't very good at Ready or Not. I'm not very good at shooting games in just general, but yeah, I wasn't very good at it. I think they actually sent me a spare key. I think I actually have a key to give away for Ready or Not. I think I've had it for ages. I've got so many keys still to give away. Aerosoft just sent me a package for Bus Manager and the new DLC to give away to my channel members. So I'll be doing that giveaway soon for you guys. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good even... I can't remember the last version I played. It was a big update they had. But yeah, I'm just not very good at those kind of games. I've never really been much of a shooter. I do enjoy them in my own time a little bit, though. Yeah, but it's another picture. I don't think we're going to see that until Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. because Microsoft announced they're bringing out their new flight simulator, I just have a feeling now that they're gearing that for that as a release. I don't think we're going to see it. It'll obviously come down to Microsoft 2020, but I don't think it'll be out before Microsoft Flight Simulator, unless they've said something and I've missed it. I don't see that A380 coming out. We're supposed to have had it last Christmas, for God's sake. Have you played Flight Simulator? No, I haven't. It's kind of a dead project, isn't it? I was interested in it. I remember when it first kind of came out, and I always kind of had a nose on it, and I kept tabs because it was very early. But isn't it dead now? And they stopped doing stuff for it, or am I wrong? What, ready or not? There is a serious lack of airliners in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and there still is, to be fair. And all the ones that seem to be coming out are just crap models using the A320 friggin' dashboard or whatever. But yeah, I just have a feeling now. Look at the car leaving now when I'm bloody around the corner. I have a feeling that won't come. That'll come with Flight Sim 24. We all forget that Microsoft Flight Sim is bringing out a whole brand new simulator next year. I wonder what kind of release date they got in mind. I bet you it'd be the same. Be kind of August, September, I bet you. I haven't looked too much into it because I don't want to get mad about it. There's a lot of GA aircraft on it, but again, I think that's where Microsoft Flight Simulator always wanted to cater because of being on the console. I don't think people on a console want to fly an A320 as much as going around in a Cessna or a Baron or whatever. And you know, when you're on a controller, I think you just want to kind of fly the plane and have a bit of fun. And I think that's where they're always more geared to be honest with you. I have a feeling they're waiting for 2024 now. A lot of devs that might be making stuff, I think if they weren't too far into their projects and stuff, a lot of them will wait because I think the code and stuff is going to be exactly the same. I believe the main big feature change is that they're bringing in missions for helicopters and stuff. There'll be more mission flights or whatever. So I'd say the code and the engine will be exactly the same pretty much. We're just going to be paying for a facelift and a new title. I don't know if they'll be as successful as their last launch though. They were lucky when they launched because of COVID. I think, you know, it was the perfect time. Everybody was at home, so loads of people got into flight simulation, but loads of that has dropped off now. Like the player numbers aren't the same as they were. Well, the Phoenix A30921, that won't be too bad, depending on their price. Now, look, they've promised us updates. That Block 2 was supposed to come back in September. It never came. And we're still waiting. So, like, you know, taking a long time. And I can't exactly say PMDG have been on the ball with their plane. Now, it is a nice plane to fly, but that flight tablet, it took, what, 2 years for us to get that crap? Oh, come on. Like, that shouldn't have taken that long to get. I mean, if it had more functions and it was, like, deeply, you know, refueled the plane, did this and did that, you know, fair enough. Like, you know, that's probably a lot of work. But right now, really, it's just a flight calculator. Well, yeah, look, I suppose, look, 10 years gone, and but I do think they got the bonus of COVID, because everybody got into flight simulation in COVID. That's what made my channel blow up. It was flight simulation. That's what got me from the 500 subscribers. Microsoft actually gave me a copy of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 days early, and that was literally what boosted me nearly over 1,000 subscribers overnight. So look, I can't kick them too much. They really did help kickstart, made YouTube a bit more worthwhile, if you know what I mean. But I do think they were quite lucky. It was a good timing. People are at home bored, and a lot of people got into flight simulation. I think a lot of people did because of, you know, being stuck at home. By Microsoft 2024, I'm gonna have to because I fly. Like, I'm not gonna have a choice. Now, hopefully they'll let me apply for a key. I mean, they gave me the last one for free, so maybe they'll give me this one. We can always hope. And my channel's a lot bigger than it was back then, so you never know. I might get it, but if not, yeah, look, I'll have to buy it because, you know, we fly here and I fly all the simulators, so, you know, I'm not really gonna have much choice, to be honest. Yeah, grudgingly, that's it. We're all gonna press buy and we're all gonna be unhappy about it. As long as they've done what X-Plane did. X-Plane were quite good in the fact of a lot of the add-ons moved over pretty quickly. If the PMDG and all that are gonna cross over without charging us an arm and a leg, like a lot of developers did give us free updates. Some of us charge you like a $5. Like, if they charge you a $5, fair enough, I can live with that. But if they're bigger costs, or if they're going to make us rebuy their planes all over again, I won't be particularly happy. But hopefully this time round, we'll have more planes out of the box, as in not the default stuff, but our planes that we can fly that we like I said, PMDG, the Phoenix. As long as that's all going to copy over very quickly and easily, if not on day one, that'd be really good. But I don't see what the big difference is. Like I said, a lot of the videos that came out so far, all they've said was, yeah, we are going to, you know, this mission system's going to be implemented, and I don't think there's much graphically they can really do, to be honest with you. Maybe there is a little bit more, but I don't think there's much more there. I don't think it's going to be much different. Like, if you do a lot of helicopters and you do the missions and stuff, now a lot of people like that stuff. Now, I believe there are mission packs anyways with some of the helicopters that were released. People like, you know, I don't fly helicopters, so I'm not too bothered. But I don't know what the big difference is really going to be, to be honest. We'll have to see. So and tried Apache FES, yeah. See, that's just a whole new kettle of fish. Like you know, that's really in-depth simulation. That's like proper hardcore. It's quite hard to get yourself into, even if you enjoy flying and flight simulation. DCS is, you know, it's one thing taking a plane up and down, and that's fun, but like learning the systems of the battle systems is pretty freaking hard. Again, I think it's one of those games, if you played it from the beginning and, you know, you've got a lot of time in it, it's okay, but when you're a newbie coming into it, it is pretty damn tough. do just like these buses don't get dirty. Oh look, the display's working again. Is there any 12s or anything short 122s or anything going?
The only things are X lines 101s and
I don't think I have the X lines installed because this map was peeing around, so I have a feeling I forgot to install them.
yeah, there isn't anything until it gets extended.
So there's no other routes for me now, no?
No.
Wow. Okay, no worries.
Alright.
Because I don't have the extra lines in, I have no routes.
Owen, you're live then.
Which is annoying. Oh, okay, a ticket inspector's just got on the bus even though we just finished our ride. Okay, well, let's turn off the bus then. We'll finish the talk.
Sorry, Stevie.
Wow, ignoring me. Well,
I was thinking around the voice like, what's that?
well, I was going to say I'm here now to take over because I'm doing the closing.
Oh, okay. You can't do any routes until it gets extended about 25 past 10. Is when you get the message to if you want to extend it.
Well,
I think the only ones you can do is probably Jonathan on his 100. And unless like people have X lines who want to do the 101s, or the only ones that are like half an hour that people can do.
Right, no worries.
Right, I should give B dot this 101.
The FCR has just added about another 6-8 keybind and says complicated. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Like, if you got the controls and stuff, I think it's alright. Like, when you don't, it is pretty tough. Okay, let's just check some of these buses while we're here, I suppose. I don't think anyone's been in them. I'll keep my fingers crossed that it works. Which works? What works? How works? What works? Oh wow, someone crashed this bus, didn't they? Headlight, indicators both sides. Jesus. Why are there buses all over the garage? Alright, that's being repaired. What's this bus doing? Looks like it's already been fixed. Means you can go back. $3.15. Is that the bus I just checked? Oh, friggin', I don't know where I am. I'll go on the computer and have a look at the depot. Well, we sold a lot of buses. There was no point having 8 Renowns, 8, B7s. It just seems stupid. They weren't all being used. Everybody had their favourite, of course, but, like, I kept the ones that had over, like, £3,000 worth of use. And then, other than that, I sold the rest of them. So now all the lights are up here and stuff as well. I just checked something anyways. I have no idea. Let's have a look. 315. No. I just took 314. That's 15. This has got an engine problem by the looks of it. Annoying. You got to take it to the garage, but it's going to take me to the bloody garage. 8-8. What's this doing over here? Yeah, got rid of a lot of buses. It made sense. I'll be honest, when people do the event, I wish when they come back and change bus, they just check their bus. Because then you know if it's damaged. I'm trying to get all of them painted in the green. That means I have to repaint all the buses. I'm doing very slowly. Yeah, I don't know what people have used, so I can't really check too much. In all honesty. But there we go. That is it from us this evening. I couldn't do any more routes. I was going to do one more, but I can't. Obviously, I hope you all have a good Christmas for you guys that I don't speak to before. We will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I'm streaming. I have absolutely no idea, but we will do something tomorrow. For sure. Yeah, I have no idea what they've done. 168,000, not bad. Not bad for the day's work. Wish I could check the... here we go. I can check more buses here. Any of the ones in red, someone's checked. B-Dot's bus is damaged. Someone tell B-Dot to sort his own bus out at the end. This one is damaged as well. They're not being inspected though, and I have to do that in the depot. Let's just see if there's any more. What the fuck is wrong with that bus? You know, I was gonna have to go fix so many. But yeah, we'll go fix them. But yeah, look, hopefully you all have a good Christmas if I don't see you. Like I said, we will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what. I might be doing SnowRunner tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided. But we'll do something tomorrow. Be kind of a short and easy stream. Something chilled out. And then after that, I don't know when I'll be back. I won't be doing anything Sunday, Monday anyways. Possibly Tuesday. Again, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really plan myself out for next week. It could be Wednesday before you see me. But there'll be videos anyways most of the day. I don't know what's wrong with that bus. Yeah, another engine blown. How many bloody engines we have to swap in these buses? Yeah, Scott, I'll come check it out. Post the link in Discord so I can have a look at it. I haven't watched it in a while. I'll see what they've changed anyways. Alright. That is needing repair. No idea what's wrong with this thing. Oh wow, someone proper shit this bus up, didn't they? There you go. Done my fair share of fixing. But yeah, so look, hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. If not, hopefully you'll have a good Christmas. And we'll probably see each other before New Year. I don't think there'll be a CCS next Friday, but you never know if there's enough interest. I don't know when New Year's Eve is, to be honest with you. So, we'll have a look, we'll have a think, and if there's enough people, then maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye for now.